What's a petty injustice from your childhood that you're still mad about?
Back in the day when I was a sweet little baby angel boy, I lived in a house with a very low income because I was being raised by my single father working three jobs. And so a lot of my time was spent in daycares. And this one daycare I went to was called Kids Town. And every Friday they gave us some sort of special snack like cookies or candies or something like that. And we didn't get the chance to have a lot of cookies and candy and stuff because we didn't have a lot of money. And so I fucking cherished these Fridays. And then one particular Friday, it was gummy worms for the snack. And I was excited because gummy worms are the fucking shit. And then this fuck ass kid named Paul with an orange shirt and a bowl cut. He looked like fucking Vector, sat next to me. And we got our gummy worms on our napkins. And right as I was about to eat mine, he grabs all my gummy worms by the fistful, looks me in the fucking eye, and shoves every single one of my fucking gummy worms in his mouth. He can't even fully close his mouth because he has my gummy worms and his gummy worms all in his mouth. That's like 4 less gummy worms than I would have had in my life otherwise. I am going to find you, Paul. I'm going to find you and I'm going to kick your fucking ass.
I feel that. Y'all already know my petty injustice. My towel, my pool towel. Y'all know that story. Briana. I don't like nobody named Briana nowadays. I don't like nobody. We all got beef. I got beef with all the Brianas. If your name Briana, where is that? Outside, boo. Outside. But no, I do not freak with that Briana. Like, oh no. It is crazy because every Briana after that, I don't really, they done something. They done some damage. It's just like, why are you like this? Briannas, why are y'all like this? Y'all are just not great people. What is that about? And I never liked it because she shared my nicknames. And, my towel, stole my boyfriend. Did a lot. Yeah, petty injustice. There was this one time I was reminding my mom of this because I was just like, girl, my childhood, it was really great. I had a really great childhood, but there was some times being that my mom was a single parent, I had to have a babysitter because she worked a lot. Like, my mom was a super great mom. She did everything she had to do and what she needed to do. Like, absolutely, my mom was better than yours for many reasons, and we just don't have time to go over all the reasons. But when I was a young lad, before Head Start, because we had Head Start in the hood. If you're a hood booger, you know about Head Start. Head Start, I don't know if I have to give the definition. Head Start is before kindergarten, basically, where it's like a government program for kids before kindergarten. I wasn't at the age of Head Start yet. Head Start is like 4. I was 3 at this time. So me and my brother and one of my childhood friends had a babysitter who would babysit us. It was an older lady. She would babysit us. But the majority of the times, it was just me. It was just me there. My brother wasn't there. My best friend wasn't there. It was just me. So before my mom went to work, she would drop me off at her house. And I absolutely hated because that woman tormented the fuck out of me. She tormented the fuck out of me. She had a husband that was an Army vet. So you already know he had some Army wounds. And one of his Army wounds was his leg. He had a fake leg. It was just, he could take it off or whatever. And I never knew that until this one time. Well, not even, I never knew it. I knew it. But the first 1 or 2 times, I didn't know it until this one time I went there. And I don't understand because when I was a kid, and even now, but when I was a kid, adults just hated on me. It was just something about me that they just could not stand. I don't know. When I was a baby, I was falling for. I was a cute baby. Literally, my little age, in the mall was always trying to sign me and everything. Like, beauty patches, like everything. I was almost a pageant girl. It was crazy. It was crazy. So this one time, I don't know what possessed her, the devil himself, I feel like, because honey, she gets her husband to take off. She was like, husband, take off your leg, and chases me around the house. She chases me around the house with her husband's leg, honey. Terrified. 3 years old. Scarred me for the rest of my life. absolutely terrified. Every time I went back, I was terrified. I was like, no, I can't go, Mom, I can't go back there. And she was just like, you got to go. And she would talk to the lady like, hey, like, that's messed up. Well, you had to talk to the babysitter. Hey, can you not get your husband to do this? Like, can you tell your husband to keep his leg on? You have scarred my baby. And she would always torment me with it. And I was just terrified. I was just like, I gotta go, Mom. I gotta go. I was talking to her about that recently. I was like, Mom, why did you? I had to go, Mom. Why you kept me there? She was like, baby, she was the only babysitter, and she was like cheap, you know, like she would babysit you for some food and stuff. Like, we didn't have money like that back then. And I was just like, oh yeah, you right, Mom. I was just grateful that it wasn't worse than that. We're just grateful that it wasn't worse than that. And for the rest of my life, it's crazy. I'm scarred for the rest of my life, bro. I can't do people without limbs, and it's crazy just because of that moment. But thankfully, I got over it. In fact, I actually dated a girl back in elementary school. And when I got older, I ran back into her that didn't have a hand. If you knew the trauma that I experienced, like understanding that trauma, the fact that I was just like able to date her, like be her friend first and then date her was a huge milestone because I was terrified. So the fact that like, oh, I overcome my fear that much, that's like, wow.
What I witnessed today brought tears to my eyes. So on my way to the office, it was around like 11 a.m. I pull into the parking lot and I see a couple, which I didn't know at the time they were a couple. I saw two people walking to the car, but I could tell there was some kind of like tension or like I don't even know what I saw to make me think like that, but I kept watching them. So as I pull in and I actually park, their car is like across from me so I can see what's happening right in front of me. The guy opens the driver's side door and the girl opens the passenger door right behind the driver's side. And I'm like, why is she going into the passenger side if they're going in the car? I'm like, okay, red flag. There's something. They've been arguing. They've been fighting. And they don't get in the car though. So he closes the driver's side door and she still has the passenger side door open. He takes the door and smashes it into her arm and walks away. As soon as I saw him smash the door into her arm, I started honking, and it's raining outside. It was a rainy day in Houston today. So I couldn't put my shoes on quick enough. Okay. They started walking away, but they had to pass by my car. Who ain't gonna turn on that window? One thing about me, I know I mind my business, but some things I just don't mind my business about. So I really felt like an auntie at this time because I felt like they were younger than me. I don't know. But I turned on my window and I was like, hey, what's going on? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And the girl was like, he has my phone. He doesn't want to give back my phone. Obviously, she's crying, whatnot. And he's like, he said something. I didn't even pay attention to him, like, whatever. Because he was the aggressor, like he was cursing and stuff. So I didn't pay him no mind. But mind you, it's raining. So they keep walking past. And remember, I had to put my shoes on. So by the time I put my shoes on, get all my bags out the car, they're gone. But as I'm walking into the building, I see them. So as they're walking past, I'm walking into the building and I'm like, are y'all good? And he's like, yeah, we good. Like I was talking to you. Anyways, I say, excuse me, young lady, can I come talk to you? Well, can you come talk to me? And she comes and I'm like giving her a pep talk like, girl, it's not worth it. It only gets worse. You have to choose yourself. Trust me on this. I've been there. And I'm like, do y'all work together? And she's like, no, we're going to this thing. Whatnot. I'm like, okay. Well, if you need a ride home after this, I will leave and I will take you. I want to give you my number. She did not take my number and she declined my ride back home. Been there. I don't even hold that against her. Because sometimes when you're in, most times, not even sometimes, when you're in something like this, you're so blinded. You don't know how to choose you. You feel like the person needs you more than you need yourself, more than you need anything. You think that they need you to survive, or you think that this is love and this is all you have. And that is so completely false. And when I went upstairs, I just remembered a time when I was in a similar situation, and I just felt like the memory of how draining that was. Like, literally, it is sucking the life out of you. And that's what I told her. I said, it's going to be a time where you won't even recognize yourself. The longer you stay, you will no longer recognize yourself. The longer you stay, you will begin to resent the person, this relationship, and you will begin to hate yourself. Because you know what you're feeling. You know it's not love. You know it's not real. You know, but you continue to stay. And most importantly, that's a soul tie. It's all rooted in a soul tie. When you end up choosing somebody that is wrong for you, you can't find your way out of it. It's all in the mind as well when it comes to domestic disputes, because you're only going to end up hurting yourself the longer you stay. It does not get better. I don't care what no one says. I don't care how much promises that person makes. It only gets worse. Take it from me. I am a survivor of this. And I just hope the best for her. I hope that it didn't get worse, because her clothes were ripped by the time I got to her. Her sweater was ripped, and I'm like, you know, when you're on a path to trying to better yourself, the longer you hold on to a relationship, a person, that God is giving you clear signs that is not for you, the longer you delay your blessing, the longer you delay the life that God has for you, because you keep holding on to what you think is the best, and He's trying to give you His best.
Oh, felt that, friend. Honey, we are failing as humans. We really are, because it's just like we can blame it on not having good male role models in our lives. We can blame it on that, or we can blame it on a lot of things. We can blame it on, okay, we're not raising these men to be right. Oh, what are you teaching your children? Honestly, it just boils down to us as people. If these young women and young men don't have male role models in their lives, be that role model. Like community members, just strangers. Be better. Just be better. So these young people can know and understand, hey, this is good. Like, this is good. This is bad. This is how I should be treated. They should know the flags, know the signs. Like, this is why we're here, to show the red flags. And the more we do good and be good, the less these situations happen. The less people are in these situations, the less people can get away with being like this. Like, we need to hold people accountable, because this is not okay. Like, it's like, where to start? Start at home. Literally. Raising them. If they don't have this good role model, good male or female role models in their life, it's our duty. It's our duty to be that good role model. Like they say, it takes a village. It really does take a village. I remember growing up, and I knew everyone in our community. Literally, I knew everyone in our neighborhood. I could go outside and play and be at somebody's house, like actually go in somebody's house. My mom could not know them. And as long as we're friends, we're friends. It was okay to go in their house. Like my mom didn't have to worry about somebody in their household hurting me. We need to get back to that, where we're a community and we love each other and we're not being despicable. We're cherishing each other. We're taking care of each other. Like, that's what I'm saying. As women, we got to stick together, because if these men ain't trying to do it, if these men are not trying to take care of us women, we need to take care of ourselves, honey. Like, honey, please be careful out there if you try to approach some domestic violence stuff, because I just heard a situation. My mom just told me a situation where this man shot and killed his girlfriend. And this older lady, their neighbor, filmed it all and was like, hey, ma'am, watch out. He has a gun. And then he shot her. He unalived her. So yeah, please be careful out there. That's like my main thought is like, okay, in North Carolina is like we just have guns, but in other places that's not like a first thought. Like, oh, I have, like, everyone has a gun in their car. Like, what we doing? But some places and some people are just not feeling guns, and I completely get it. But I don't want you to approach domestic violence not safe. Like, it's already an unsafe situation. Emotions are high. you stay safe as well as you're trying to, you're trying to save somebody else, save yourself. And be careful with that, because some females don't want out. They're not ready to get out. They don't want out. They're just here. They don't see it yet. They're so in love, or they're scared. Like, be careful. Some females are being in denial. Just be careful out there, and we gotta do better as a human race. We have to do better. Like, hold yourself accountable. Hold the people around you accountable. Also, be safe. Be safe.
It's Lesbian Visibility Week, which means that at the end of the week, every lesbian gets a girlfriend, money, and a sword. So just get ready. If you have lesbian friends, you need to give them money. If you don't have lesbian friends, do better. Just find a lesbian. Find a lesbian and give them money. Now, if you don't give money to a lesbian, you're gonna turn into a lesbian. That's just how it works.
I don't know about that one, but I do agree with give money to the lesbians. The lesbian that I am, that lesbian I'm talking about, the one I mentioned before, that lesbian that you want to give money to. Love your lesbian. Actually, just love the people around you. Love your gays, love your straights, love everyone around you, honey. Like God will love, you love. Try, you know what I'm saying? Because God's love is unmatchable, boo. Unmatchable. So yeah, love everybody. Appreciate the people in your lives. Do not forget to tell them gratitude. Let them know that, hey, I appreciate you, because some people need to know that. Like, they might be like, okay, yeah. You might be like, oh, okay, they know. But sometimes they don't know. And sometimes it's just nice to hear it. Like, my family is really good at that. They always tell me, hey, yo, I appreciate you. What you do, like, really appreciate you. The little things you do. And I'll be trying to, give it back to them. Like, hey, yo, I appreciate you. Especially Mother's Day just passed. And I tried to let people know. Because it was just like, I couldn't remember us really celebrating Mother's Day. Like, we eat out. And that's really all we do. Because Mother's Day is just, it's just their birthdays. The women in my life birthdays are surrounding Mother's Day. So it's just like, we usually just make it all big one thing, or we just skip over Mother's Day to celebrate their days. You know what I'm saying? But this year I made it my mission to make sure, hey, Mother's Day is a special holiday too, very special. It's not just a Hallmark channel, a Hallmark holiday. This is like, I really appreciate you guys in my life. Subscribe.